everybody. We're here today with more Great Ace Attorney. So let's get started. We're just gonna play from where we left off. So we were hearing some new witness testimonies the last time. Just to refresh. It's our first trial in the UK, so it's our first trial in Victorian England, so that's supposed to be fun. What's up? What's up, everybody? Okay, so now we have to listen to these guys. Wait a second, let me get some water. Gonna need a lot of it. More people will come soon. There was blood on both hands of the assailant. I sincerely and distinctly remember that. However, I suppose you might say that I didn't see the exact moment the stabbing transpired. If that matters, I think that matters a lot, good sir. I remember seeing the knife, and I remember seeing both the attacker's hands with blood on them. Wait, so if both of them... I didn't actually see anything myself. No, not until I heard that scream. Anyway, the fact remains, there can't have been anyone else inside that carriage, or we all would have seen. See what I'm saying? I feel like this is mad sus. I like when the judge's wig goes off. Well, lo and behold. In truth of fact, not one of you was witness to the crucial moment the crime was perpetrated. I apologize, my lord, but honestly, that's a crime, sir. There was no one else inside that carriage, and the man's hands were covered in blood. That much incriminating evidence is tantamount to saying we saw the man do it. No, it isn't. Yeah, you and me both, Ryunosuke. Let us examine the interior of the omnibus once more. The victim... Okay, why was he German all of a sudden? The victim's fresh blood is clearly visible on the seat, corroborating the witness's accounts. In other words, there is no substantial nor significant change in the facts of the case. Very well. Your cross-examination, please, counsel. Yes, my lord. Alright, let's cross and examine them. There was blood on both hands of the assailant. Let's have a look-see. I want to examine this knife. I don't think I got a good look at it yet. That part is the sheath, isn't it? Are you alright, Mr. Naruhodo? Oh, sorry. Yeah, I just don't really like blades. Oh, those don't seem like the words of a man with a large katana slung from his waist. That's not a blade, that's Kazuma's soul! Anyway. There's no sense in delaying it. Let's see what the blade looks like. I think that's pretty important. Oh, it's still got the blood on it. Oh, that looks a lot like blood. It surely is blood, the victim's. An Englishman's blood looks a lot like a Japanese man's blood. Did you think it wouldn't? Sorry. Are we racist? It's just that we've only just arrived here in Great Britain. I'm finding it a little hard to adjust. Yes, I do understand. Oh, this reminds me of when I was playing... I used to play this game called Token Ranbu, which is about sword boys. It's like, they're swords, but they're also anime boys. And there's a type of sword called the Tanto, which is basically like a dagger. It's like a dagger, but with like a katana-like blade. No, we can't lick the blood. We can't... As Kazuma established in Case 1, we can't go around eating and drinking the evidence. Anywho, an ornate letter M. Undeniably Mr. Magnus McGilded's initial. And it's beautifully gilded too. It must be very valuable, I should think. Ah! What is it? Look at this M! If you turn it... We're really doing the wombo defense! We're really pulling a wombo! can't be doing this. W? Yes, this is one of those, you know, turnabout cases. Okay, maybe Ryunosuke is just a dub-dub. We're not actually doing the wombo thing. I wombo, you wombo, she, me, wombo, womboing. We'll have the wombology, the study of wombo. It's first grade, Susato. I'm afraid I don't know at all. But what I am sure of is that this is an M. Oh, that idea was quickly quashed. Okay, thankfully we are not going to resolve this with the wombo thing. Okay, I think we already observed most of what can be observed with this knife. We need to examine the gloves, I think. This is definitely blood, isn't it? You should be used to the sight of blood by now. Well, nothing will come of grumbling now. No, by the way, is Mr. McGilded right-handed? Yes, I believe so. He was toying with the coin in his right hand a little earlier. Pity, if only he'd been left-handed. I think blood on either glove would be fairly incriminating, really. Is that all? The bell thing kind of sounds like my Pomodoro timer. Just got reminded of that. Okay, but then stabbing on one thing. Hold on. However, I suppose you might say that I didn't see the exact moment the stabbing transpired. I remember seeing the knife, and I remember seeing both the attacker's hands with blood on them. I didn't actually see anything myself. No, not until I heard that scream. Anyway, the fact remains, there can't have been anyone else inside that carriage, or we all would have seen. Okay, so, is there really anything that... Is there really anything that could possibly, like, incriminate the... Give me a second. Use the left hand. He couldn't have been jorking it. He was stabbing the other guy. Okay, so we kind of... Okay, I'll just, like... have Susato sum it up for us. Something else that occurred to me while... Two of them are recounting what they saw through the skylight in the omnibus roof. I know it's a large window and certainly affords a good view of the inside, but... Well, I think perhaps we ought to confirm what they're seeing with our own eyes as much as possible. What do you mean? I mean that we can examine the evidence firsthand. The omnibus is here in the courtroom, after all. That's a good idea. We can consider the witnesses' statements. Okay, but, let's look at the evidence. Okay, so when we go up here... You can certainly see through the carriage. Yes, and there's a lamp in the enclosed cabin, so I'm sure the witnesses would have been able to see quite clearly. Okay, but the important thing is, where were they sitting? So this is the roof deck. Oh, you must have a wonderful view. Okay. Dragged around the city in the freezing cold. I think we already said that. Okay, so So the things are facing that way. So the benches are facing that way, and inside... But if we go inside, well, I guess you'd be able to see it. Handle or catch of any description. So I suppose it can't be opened from inside the cabin at least. Okay, but I'm trying to, okay, so if it's here, then they probably would have gotten a pretty decent view of it. The only one chatting here. Well, usually people don't filter in until, like, maybe 30 minutes into the stream. Ooh. The Crystal Tower. Oh, the Crystal Tower! Oh, like in Pokemon? Okay, let's get back outside. Okay, just so if you're playing your game, then what game are you playing, I wonder? Maybe it's like, I don't know, maybe that game is secretly good. Okay, so if you're sitting here, then you could probably see whatever the frick was happening. But then it'll show us like a little... Okay, I'll go back to asking on both hands of the assailant. I'll just save so that I don't... So that I can have like some extra lives, because yeah, I don't want to do that one life thing. I sincerely and distinctly remember that. However, I suppose you might say that I didn't see the exact moment the stabbing transpired. I remember seeing the knife, and I remember seeing both the attacker's hands with blood on it. Wait, let's press. You definitely saw that too? Blood on both hands? Yes, sir. I mean, I know what you're going to say. Only one of Mr. McGilded's gloves has any signs of blood on it. That's right. The thing is, as far as I can remember, sir, when I looked down and saw Mr. McGilded sitting beside the other fellow, I don't believe he was wearing any gloves. Oh, he wasn't? Okay, that's something. That's correct, sir. And I saw the blood on both his bare hands quite clearly. Okay, all of them are pretty normal. It's true. Forsaken tower defense. Oh, okay. Dark-colored stain on the dark leather gloves would have been pretty easy to see. I should point out that the police officer who apprehended the accused in the night in question reported that there was no trace of blood on Mr. McGilded's gloved hands. There wasn't blood on his hands? This is puzzling indeed. This must be significant somehow. I'm sure of it. I didn't actually see anything myself. Not until I heard that scream. That's because he was jorking it? What? You didn't see anything? Oh, yes, sir. That is to say, no, sir. I didn't. Very sorry about what I said before, sir. It was very wrong of me to make up stories and say I saw him stab the man. Wouldn't you agree, Mr. Fairplay? I know what you're insinuating. I certainly wasn't making up stories. Sephiroth. Maybe. I don't know, maybe different vibes, I think. Well, to say you saw nothing wasn't right either, is it? No, sir. I saw nothing at all. Mr. Pepple, you were driving your horses. At the very least, you, must have enjoyed a good view of London streets, no? Oh, please. You didn't even see that? It was so cold that night, you see. What if Ace Attorney was called Freak Attorney, and instead of solving court cases, everybody was just twerking and making out in the courtroom? Yes, my head was fairly frozen solid. Sorry to say, sir. It would seem prudent to avoid travel in the last omnibus service of London's cold winter nights. Beppo! Ah! Anyway, the fact remains there can't have been anyone else inside that carriage or we all would have seen. Wait a minute. Wait a minute, I think there's something else that I need to look at. Maybe there's like fingerprints or some shit. Phoenix Wright Omnibus? Ooh! Yo! It's a callback, guys! Or a call future, call forward. Because, like, this is in the past of the actual Ace Attorney series. I want to observe the- I want to open it! Fucking... Wait, let me, His mute boy. Well, okay, maybe this is what I get for starting the stream off of schedule. So I'm sure the width, that's not good for us. Okay, but like, I feel like I'm missing something here. Okay, they probably would have been able to see him do it, but at the same time, like, God, this is hard. Okay, let's go back to our last save because it's quicker than playing the whole like dialogue thingy again. There was blood on both hands of the assailant. Let's press him on this. No, the evidence tells us otherwise. We have the gloves the defendant was wearing the night in question in the court record. I'm well aware of that, sir, but nevertheless, I know what I saw and I stand by it. The man had blood on both his hands. He's defiant, even in the face of hard evidence. He's steadfastly refusing to admit he might be mistaken about what he saw. I have caffeine. I have hot chocolate. One hand or two, the salient point remains unchanged. Minutes after the grim crime, the victim's blood dripped guiltily from the accused's fingers. However, I suppose you might say that I didn't see the exact moment that... Hold it! Don't try to downplay this. Whether or not you saw the exact moment of the crime, it's a matter of fundamental importance as well, you know. But... For crying out loud, we all know that no one else could possibly have done it. I was just, trying to save us all some time. Ah, bruh. You have a loan of 20 guineas outstanding with the defendant, do you not? Had you hoped to release yourself from that financial burden by ensuring the defendant was found guilty? Well... that's not entirely... I just lost a little guinea or 10 when I packed the wrong horse in the derby, that's all. Derby? 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 Because, like, okay, the horse race, the famous horse race is called the Kentucky Derby, but every other time I've heard that word, it said Derby. But fine, let's just go Derby. We're in British land after all. The wrong horse in the derby, that's all. I was gonna win it all back. There's a picture this weekend, that's a sure thing. Has football been invented yet? A little guinea or 10. I'm a banker. No one bats an eye if I borrow a little spending money for the weekend. Bruh, not the horse betting. I think you may have revealed rather more about your character than you bargained for, sir. This witness's scruples are not on trial here. Proceed to the next witness. Is that really how it's supposed to work? I remember seeing the knife, and I remember seeing both the attacker's hands with blood on them. Let's present the knife. Let's just consider the implications of that statement for a moment, shall we? What implications, Counsel? Nothing strikes me about it. Exactly. There's nothing striking about it. What does strike me is your propensity. Okay, I got penaltied. It's not a ripoff, it's like a prequel. There can't have been anyone else inside that carriage, or we all would have seen. And everything you saw of the incident was through the skylight on the roof of the omnibus. That's right. It was fiercely cold that night, but the glass wasn't frosted over. Oh yes, I remember I was shivering. It was so bitter. Which rather begs the question of why the pair of you were sitting on the roof deck in the first place. Well, I don't know about this young fellow, but I couldn't enter the cabin. Wait, you couldn't? It was locked from the inside. I tried knocking, but no one opened the door. It was locked? That's right, and if it's a public bus service, for pity's sake, that's not what I call fair play! Yes, I had exactly the same experience. Wait, this is huge! But the gent inside just gestured at me to clear off. So I had no choice but to climb up to the roof deck and look down longingly into the warm cabin below. Well, I can assure you I wasn't just looking down, I was glaring long and hard. Precisely why I can tell you with absolute confidence that if there was anyone else at all in the cabin, I would have noticed. Really now? Not sure about these two witnesses. Could they really have seen everything inside the cabin? Okay, they could only look in the front of them. I don't... Allow me to confirm one thing, Mr. Fairplay. You were riding this omnibus and witnessed the events in the cabin through the skylight and the floor of the upper deck. Is that right? That's right. Yes. In that case, there's a portion of the cabin interior that would have been out of sight from you. Yeah, that's what I'm saying here. Anywho, so while we're at it, what? By golly, really? Obviously at this stage we can't say for sure. But the possibility cannot be denied that at the time of the incident, there could have been another passenger in the enclosed cabin of the omnibus. Objection! Enough hypothetical meandering, my Nipponese friend. The prosecution demands that you substantiate your claims. After all, the scene of the crime is here, in the flesh. Very well, I will uphold the prosecution's demand. You will identify the area on this cross-sectional plan of the omnibus. Where exactly in the omnibus are you suggesting that the potential extra passenger could have been situated? Okay, here. Here, on the here. Take that! Both rows face in the direction of travel, whereas the seats in the enclosed cabin face each other, which means the visible part of the cabin, which passengers on the roof deck can see through the skylight, is as I've drawn here. Ah! That's right, my lord. As you can see, the seat opposing the one on which the victim and his attacker were sitting is obscured from view. In other words, if someone had been sitting on that seat, it's quite possible that these witnesses would have been completely unaware of it. Oh my god. This is huge, guys. It's quite possible some phantom was sitting there. He's so cunty. I want him to step on me. Uni bunnies have a forbidding habit of obscuring the truth with ambiguity. I concur with the prosecution's rejoinder. In the British court of law, evidence is paramount. I cannot entertain this conjecture, counsel. That is, unless you're able to put a name to this mysterious passenger to whom you allude. Can you, Mr. Naruhodo? I honestly don't know. Who could it have been? Who could have been in the other seat, which was out of sight? Oh my god, we're not doing the Wumbo thing, are we? Wait, let me... Okay, I might just be bullshitting here, but I have an inkling. I've never played Splatoon. I understand, my lord. The defense would like to put forward a name. You're a fool. That response was a desperate attempt by a man who has no notion of his own limitations. Shut up! I like my own limitations. Why don't you test those limitations, huh? Preferably so. Never mind. That is not the delay, counsel. The defense is still to name the passenger in the other seat. This could be it. This could be the chance I've been waiting to turn the trial in my favor. On that night, on the night of the murder, the person occupying the seat in the omnibus cabin that was obscured from view was... He's 32? I was expecting him to be older, actually. Like... 40, maybe. Okay, I was thoroughly bullshitting. Couldn't have been... I feel like I'm just gonna be BSing here. Is there a correct answer? So somebody could have been sitting there, but like it's not anyone that we know. No, both of them were sitting on the roof. Okay, both our witnesses were sitting on the roof. Both these guys were both the brickmaker and Willy Wonka looking guy were sitting inside. The door was locked. He couldn't have been. This guy's driving. These two were sitting on the top. Okay, so the sudden. Wait, I need to go back. Need to observe these seats. There's also this like older thing. The seat has a handle, it seems. Open it up. This looks like all sorts of equipment that might be needed to keep the omnibus running. Feeding tubs, tools to repair wheels, blankets, horse shoring tools. So it's a storage compartment for the coachman to keep his things. Seems. There doesn't seem to be any space for passengers to stow their luggage, that's for sure. Well, I don't imagine it'd be very convenient for that purpose anyways, but you know what else is massive? Okay, we need to observe I think the lock of the door lock. Have you seen enough? Let's step back outside then. Wait, no, I need the keys and shit. Alright. Help, I'm stupid. Mr. Holmes. You know, I don't know. I think Mr. Holmes isn't really the type to owe money. Okay, you know what? I'm kind of... I have no idea. Ah, I have literally no idea. But as a proud citizen of the Japanese Empire, you will look to the sky and walk on, making sure all signs of tears are gone. Go on. This isn't just a case of going on, Miss Susato. Alright then, I'll go on. The defense would like to put forward a name. Wait, I'm trapped anyway? God damn it, Susato. I really don't know who it could be. Okay, let's look at this picture. There doesn't seem to be anybody here. Okay, there's like a... okay, that's his reflection. We're not doing the wombo thing now, are we? Hello, Kino. He told you more people would arrive. So who do you think did it? Fuck. Ah, biscuits, But I don't know who it could possibly be. My friend said they played a... And I don't know. I've never played Zombie Apocalypse roleplay. Who could have been in the other seat? Okay, he was driving. But then he could have gone to the other side to look at... It's Hosonaga in disguise again. Really? I don't even have him as an option. Okay, so since that seat has like horse care supplies, maybe he took a stop. But then he locked the door. But then what motive would he have? Frick, we don't know anyone else that... this is my best... Okay, I can always just reset anyway, And this unexpected passenger. Whatever so-called logic you used to arrive at that conclusion, it matters not, because your answer has made one thing abundantly clear. The real blind spot is inside your head, and it would appear to be... It has called me stupid in 10 languages! Could have just said that's not right. Mr. Naruhodo, our task here is to defend Mr. Bagilded, and we're working on the assumption that he's innocent of this crime. Yes, of course. Why? That must mean, then, that there was someone else inside the omnibus with Mr. McGilded, the true culprit. That's right, exactly what I've been— Oh, of course! So the two people sitting inside the cabin that the witnesses saw through the skylight that night. They were the victim and the real culprit. It does seem as though we've all been making a false assumption. The witnesses weren't looking at Mr. McGilded at all. Meaning he has to have been sitting somewhere else. Let us not delay, counsel. The defense— Okay, so thank you for— Right, thanks for the hint, Susato. I'm not gonna refresh my lives. The passenger in the enclosed cabin that the witnesses on the roof deck failed to see has to have been Mr. Magnus McGilded. Mr. McGilded? What are you talking about, counsel? That's the name of the defendant! Objection! If I desecrate this chamber by smashing my hollowed chalice— Oh, please smash something else, so good sir. Sorry. I'm very— Don't ask me what my first title for this stream was. Lord Vanziax! People talk of those tiny island nations in the Far East as having a learning and culture of their own. Another wasted wine glass. Hello, Arzio. I say diddle a lot in the second game. But I see you use these terms ill-advisedly. What are you trying to say? Let me explain in terms that even a student of an artless backwater such as yourself might understand. What is it, senor? Wait, that doesn't look like Mr. McGilded. When the bloody scene unfolded, the victim and his assailant were sitting side by side. Multiple witnesses have attested to the fact. It's the very premises which this case was built. But that doesn't look like— That premise may be wrong. What? If the victim really was sitting beside Mr. McGilded, it creates an inconsistency that can't be reconciled in any way. What inconsistency, counsel? The defendant's gloves, my lord. Both witnesses made the same testimony. They claimed that there was blood on both hands of the person sitting next to the victim. Objection! Yet we know the truth to be otherwise. Only one glove bears the gory remains. The point is, even in the face of this irrefutable evidence, both witnesses have maintained their stance. Yes, the testimony remains unchanged. Yeah, like, you know, period-accurate racism and all that. Anywho, I'm hoping I can get this stream finished. I actually started earlier than usual so that we could get this done. Yes, the testimony remains unchanged. Exactly. They both adamantly swear that they clearly remember seeing blood on both hands of the assailant. In short, their memory of events is correct, and their testimony reveals the truth. It was somebody else sitting beside the victim that night, a third party we have yet to identify. And the victim's blood was in that passenger's hands, both of them. Objection! And who was this third party? Obviously, the true culprit. Extraordinary! This is huge, chat! But I wish Vanziax would do to me what he does to that desk. Anyway, where were we? Ora! What exactly are you postulating? The defense postulation is just that. Nothing more than conjecture. The witnesses have clearly stated that they saw the accused. Man, I'm not really that good at accents, but when elaborating on his testimony, Mr. Fairplay said the two of them were wearing hats and I couldn't exactly make out their faces. Yes. The tops of their heads are obscured by the roof. I could see the rest of them, though. Yes, that's right. Both of the gents were certainly hatted. Hatters do tend to notice such things, sir. And what particular styles of hat did the two gentlemen sport, Mr. First? Phoenix Jr. Actually he might be Phoenix Senior. I'm afraid I don't remember. And you call yourself a hatter? Get fired, this man, now! The style of hat makes no difference. There was no third passenger in that cabin. Actually, I think that makes a lot of difference. How can you be so sure? Because if there had been, the accused, Mr. McGilded, would undoubtedly have offered to depose the fact. Shit, he's got a point! Oh no! Unless that is you're proposing an even more preposterous explanation. That the accused failed even to notice the presence of the true culprit in the very cabin in which he traveled. He's right. If there was another person traveling in the enclosed cabin of the omnibus, it's inconceivable that Mr. McGilded would have been unaware of it. Order! There is clearly a simple solution to this problem. Bring the accused, Mr. McGilded, to the stand. Well, what say you, counsel? Yeah, it's a prequel. The prosecution objects, my lord. On what grounds? As a suspect, he will have already made a full statement to the police. But what if there's some reason why he's unable to speak freely? Yeah, it's a prequel. Magnus McGilded is no uneducated ruffian. Huh? If it indeed turns out that the man has been withholding information, you can be sure it will have been the most deliberate act. Counsel for the defense, what is your opinion? My lord. My lord! I can't turn on the accent. Should we ask Mr. McGilded to testify or not? Demand his testimony. I mean, nothing will come from it. They'll probably trap me into it like they did before. Yes, we need to hear what he has to say in order to find out the truth. Find out the truth! The defense would like to call Mr. McGilded to the stand. In that case, I would like to hear the opinion of the jury. Yes, I need a little time to consider this. If you ask me, I think we should hear what Mr. McGilded has to say. Get the man out there, I say. Apparently this guy's supposed to be a barber. Wouldn't have thought it. Okay, if you've seen the movie Sweeney Todd, this is the razor that they use to give shaves in old-timey barbershops. It would be utterly illogical not to hear his testimony. When something needs doing, get it done. That's how I run things at the guild. Hearing what the patron of my favorite little park has to say. Oh yes, that would be lovely. Hello, Zendan. Thing I don't know how many times we have brought our client to the witness stand. Yes, the jury says the man would be heard. Very well, the court will hear the defendant's testimony. So basically, this game is to the main Ace Attorney series what Steel Ball Run is to the JoJo's franchise. Shaving cream, probably still shaving cream. Yeah, like being a lawyer in real life. Yeah, actual court sessions are not this dramatic. Dot. Now, maybe what actually happened that night will finally become clear. Let proceedings be resumed. Mr. McGilded, have you been listening to the discourse of the day? Just say wallahi, oh god. To be sure I have, my lord. That don't fly in a court of law. But then again, nothing that we do here would probably fly in a court of law. There are now two matters on which the court desires to hear from you. The first is whether or not there was a third party with you in the omnibus cabin as proposed by the defense. The second is that such a person was indeed present. Why did you conceal that fact from the police? Begad! No! 'Tis not my nature to hide anything at all! Wait though, he had a different accent. Just answer the question, please. The truth of the matter is, I've been desperate about this all along. Do I tell you all, or do I keep my mouth shut? Huh? Tell us what, Mr. McGilded? The fine fella represented me is absolutely right. In the carriage of the night with myself and the other man, there was another passenger. It's true? I feel like he's just BSing. I'm very sus of this guy. I feel like they gave us a hard... He's doing the Mr. Beast. And 'twas me who helped the little urchin get away after all that happened. You what? Wait, that means you're an accomplice to the murder, goddammit. No, Magnus McGilded. That convenient excuse can't save you now. I'm truly sorry, so I am, Lord Van Zieks. I'm sure you'll be wanted to know why I said nothing while I was taken in by the police. Lawyer wrestling entertainment. If they decided to just throw hands in court. I do be having a very good reason, I assure you. Which was? Well, the little child was just in the wrong place in the wrong time and not in any way involved, you see. What? If the police had known the wee one was there, they'd have assumed she'd done it. They'd have hauled her into this here courtroom just like myself. I was only trying to spare her that. This turnabout trial has been brought to you by Wendy's. Or some type of shit like that. Young hearts and young minds are extremely damaged, my lord. So wait. But seriously though. Nothing. The contact echo through the fucking stadium. And who was this young child of which you speak? That I don't know. You don't know? Oh my god, you're not helping our case here, good sir. Aye, well, the wee thing just happened in the Vida carriage that night. I never saw her before or since. Objection! Wait. We have absolutely no reason to believe this man. The prosecution calls for the witness's statements to be disregarded by the court. You know, I wouldn't be surprised if the urchin isn't here in this courtroom as we speak, listening to the proceedings. Huh? Bang! Wait! Gun? Smoke! Ah! Fire! There's a fire! Good. Thanks, I got it from like a clip of an overeager football fan. What's going on? Be careful, Mr. Naruhodo! Cover your face! Balak, don't let the accused escape! Secure the omnibus! I don't know how you're going to... I hereby call an emergency recess. Balak, ensure the defendant's in custody and clear the courtroom. And here comes the defendant with a steel chair! We were hurriedly recovered from the smoke-filled courtroom by the bailiff amid scenes of chaos as people stumbled over one another in the desperation to flee the chamber. We had no idea what was happening. All we knew was that, for the time being at least, the trial was suspended. To be continued? It sounded like if 2016 Jacksepticeye was a smoking addict. Sure. I can live with 2 lives. 3 lives. Wait, so what's going on? We're still in chapter 3, are we? The Old Bailey. Defendant's chamber. What on earth just happened in there? Mr. Naruhodo, I managed to find out what happened! Oh my god, Susato, you're a lifesaver. Miss Susato! I was told it's an advanced form of smoke grenade, a type of exploding device that releases smoke. This reminds me of this other game I'm playing. It's called Atelier Ryza. Basically, like, there's this thing you can make that's called a smoke bomb, but then since the game is a turn-based RPG, I never really saw the purpose of it. The policeman brought a live bomb as evidence in a court in your city, and the bomb exploded. That's nuts. You need to be careful with the evidence. Oh yeah, did you know that because of World War II, there are still some places in Eastern Europe that are full of mines? And there are places that are walled off because if you step in them, they could explode at any time. The more you know. Yeah, like, I think there are whole places... There are whole places in Eastern Europe that are still, like, active minefields, and they're walled off so that nobody accidentally steps in them. Anywho, it sounds like the sort of thing ninjas use. They're just making sure everything's safe now. I think the trial will start again before long, but who would have done something like that? The police managed to catch someone who was trying to flee the courtroom, apparently. Flee the courtroom? Why? Well, it's a young girl of around 15, I hear. A young girl? Then could it be the other passenger that Mr. McGilded was just talking about? Why are we constantly be dealing with teenage girls committing crimes accidentally or purposefully? Like in North Korea, they have a minefield between South and North Korea. Because, I don't know why. Okay, so I just know that the mines were there in World War II. I'm not really sure what they were for. My thoughts exactly. So he wasn't lying. Oh, what's become of Mr. McGilded, actually? There are so many things I need to ask him about, but he's not here. I think he was summoned to the prosecutor's antechamber to answer questions, along with a young girl. Who is she, I wonder? And what was she even doing here at the trial? She was taking a huge risk, and for what possible benefit to herself? Hey, you can't say that! There's another matter that's troubling me. What's that? The 20 pence. Oh, according to the coachman, Mr. Beppo, he took 4 passengers that night at a fare of 5 pence each. That comes to a total of 20 pence exactly. But now it seems that there were in fact 5 passengers, which means the figures don't seem to add up again. She's right. That is strange. Counsel for the defense, kindly proceed into the courtroom. The trial will recommence in 5 minutes. Oh. You can't say that, Carnation. Well, whoever she is, I imagine this young girl will be asked to take the stand and testify now. I really can't imagine what she's going to say, but it could alter the whole direction of the trial. We'll know soon enough, Miss Susato. Yes. Oh, 1 p.m. Keep in mind that all this is happening in the span of 24 hours, by the way. Like, we literally just got to London this morning, and then now we're in a court trying to defend a murder. I'm mentally insane. Well, you could at least try to... Well, you could be mentally insane and have some decency. This is a warning. There's the young girl next to Mr. McGilded. Look! He must have been the one who caused the disturbance before. See ya, Kino! Well, after that rather eventful recess, the court will now resume the trial of Mr. Magnus McGilded. Now then, Lord Van Zieux. My lord? I believe you have established the cause of the smoke which failed proceedings earlier. It seems to have been an advanced form of smoke grenade, of the sort typically employed by the army. Good gracious, the army? What in the devil's name? It was an elaborate attempt by a young girl to cloak her escape from the public gallery. But she was caught. And now occupies the stand. She's got a cool hat. Your name, girl? ... Are you responsible for the smoke grenade which induced such pandemonium here in my courtroom? ... What is the meaning of this deplorable behavior? She isn't even saying anything. ... If I may, my lord. If I may, my lord. Yes, Mr. McGilded? I think perhaps I ought to explain here why it is that we last was here in the first place and why she tried to bolt like that. It's all tied up with the events of that night, so it is. Very well, Mr. McGilded. Give your testimony. You will explain to this court exactly how this young woman is involved in the case. Just what did happen that night? Not like a defense lawyer needs that information or anything. Witness testimony. On the night in question, I took the back seat of the omnibus and promptly nodded off. Then Begara, a loud thud and a wee scream woke me up with a fair start. There was a fella collapsed on the floor at my feet, so I sat him up on the seat across from me. Then I turned to find out where that scream had come from. And bless my soul, what did I find? There was a child in there, all caught up in a ball, hiding her wee self away. What did happen? Oh no, Mr. McGilda, you might be going to court for a whole other crime here, good senor. I remain somewhat baffled, I confess, but from what I gather on the night in question, this young girl was indeed riding in the omnibus, is that correct? It's exactly as the defense counsel said. This last was the first passenger, my lord. Very well. Defense may now cross-examine the witnesses. Are you ready, counsel? Yes, my lord. Wait, I'm gonna drink some water. Or rather, no. Who the heck is she? On the night in question, I took the back seat in the omnibus and promptly nodded off. Oh yeah, he did say before that coaches make him sleepy. A loud thud and a wee scream woke me up with a fair start. There was a fella collapsed in the floor, so I sat him up on... Wait. Wait, let me just save here first. Let me just save here first. Wait! There's clearly something odd about that last statement made by the witness. There's clearly some... Okay, let's go back. But like... You sat him up, the victim, you mean? Oh, okay, I missed that. I'm an idiot. I did. On the seat across me, I said. I could plainly see the poor devil was already gone, and you wouldn't leave a dead man just lying on the floor now, would you? His common courtesy, so it is. I find that a little hard to believe. Lord Fancyx. Now why would that be? You wake up to find a man lying dead, their feet in a carriage. Any normal person would hail the cabman. Any upstanding member of London society, that is. Well now, as you know, I'm in something of a special line of business. The business of lending money at exorbitant rates of interest? Bruh. Unfortunately, my lord, not everyone is thankful for the help I offer them, and some would even see me dead. So I do try where at all possible to avoid getting myself in a tangle with trouble. Are you suggesting you were just gonna leave the man there? Heavens alive, no. I was always intended to report it, so I was. Only I had a mind to find out the whys and wherefores first. The whys and wherefores. Right, you was. There were some details I wanted to understand before anyone else got to meddling. That wee scream I heard, for example. Wouldn't your good self do just the same? Yes, the scream he says he heard at the same time as the thud of the victim collapsing. I do wonder how you must be feeling, being the defendant's lawyer, and yet finding myself as stunned as everyone else at his testimony? Let's just say it's, trying. Certainly had precious little time to talk to Mr. McGilda before the trial. But we mustn't be dispirited. We must try to learn all the facts we can. When we arrived in London this morning, I didn't see my day panning out like this. Mr. Naruhodo, no grumbling! not even in your head. How did you know? She's a mind reader. A loud thud, you say, and a scream? Aye, that's right. How can I explain it? It's like the sound of someone falling to the ground. That sort of noise. So you think it was the sound of Mr. Mason falling to the floor having been stabbed? Well now, you'll remember I was asleep at the time, so I wouldn't like to say. And when the sound woke me up and I opened my eyes, there wasn't a soul to be seen in the carriage, but... I think it's like one of those words like, Bismillah or, Galileo, Galileo. That fell on the floor? You didn't see anyone. But at the same moment, you did hear a scream. Ah, from the seats above you on the roof deck. Hello, Vladislav. What's up? Yeah, this is fun. Seats above you on the roof deck, I assume. Not above me, no, my lord. 'Twas from inside the cabin. But I wasn't altogether thinking about the scream. No? Hello. I was too stunned by the desperate sight near me. Fella collapsed on the floor, so I had him up from the seat across me. Then I turned to find out the scream had come from. Then bless my soul, what did I find? Wait, turned? If you were sitting on the... I'm afraid I don't understand. I'm sure you told the court that there was no one else in the carriage except yourself and the victim. So I did, sir, so I did. As far as I could see, that is. What did you mean by that? Well now, 'tis a queer thing. The wee scream I heard as I woke up came from, if you'll excuse the vulgar expression, under me backside. Good gracious! Under your backside? And when I lifted the seat on which I'd been sitting, I found there was a wee cubbyhole there for storage. Mr. Naruhodo, we can examine the omnibus ourselves, remember? Yes, of course. The whole bus was submitted as evidence. This would be a very good time to have a thorough look around inside. Alright. Kapuchi, have you played the previous games? No, this is my first Ace Attorney game. Bit unusual, but I did ask a couple of friends like if it was okay for me to be playing this without any prior knowledge. They said it was fine. Naruhodo. Indeed. The seat has a handle, it seems. Wait, everything's gone? This is a storage compartment, but there's nothing in here. It's totally empty. Something doesn't seem right here, but I can't put my finger on what it is. Wait, do I get like an alternate view? Okay, let's observe this blood stain. They're set in completely different eras after all. That's true. That's blood, right? Is something wrong? Oh, it's just... well, this blood stain is so obvious, that's all. Okay, there's blood on the floor, blood on the... and yet Fancy X has made no mention of it. I suppose that does seem a little strange. Why do I have such a bad feeling about this? Oh yeah, I never observed that blood stain. Is there anything else that... I can't something ain't right. Can I observe the bottom? I don't know why I'd... Phoenix Wright Omnibus! Have a look at it! Look guys! Was ketchup not invented? After playing the Peak, the other games will not feel that great. I'm actually watching like a few videos about the original trilogy. Mostly just like the Game Grumps. They didn't finish the whole trilogy. Mostly like the Game Grumps highlights, especially particularly the ones where they're like super leaning into the ship between Wright and Edgeworth. Okay. Now that we've seen that. And that's when I found her. Rose doing the Mr. Beast. Was ketchup invented yet? You raise a good question, Vladislav. Let me just have a look-see. Ketchup. Invented. Ketchup was invented in 1812, so it should be around. But then I'm not sure if they what's that called? Exported it to the UK yet at the time. Because it was invented in America in 1812, so around this time ketchup should have been invented. Wait, what year was the Great Ace Attorney in? What year is the... Okay, it was set in Okay, so the year is 1900, so maybe they should have ketchup. Also, football was already invented, so that's something. The Game Grumps are notorious for not finishing games. You say she was hiding herself? Aye, that's right. It was hard to see in the dim lamplight, but she was all curled up in a wee ball when our eyes met. Well, it's time for a Pokemon battle, obviously. My heart nearly stopped beating in me chest. You're really overacting this. Still and all, I pulled her out from under there and sat her on the seat opposite so I could have a wee chin wag with her. The seat opposite? That's right, just next to the dead gentleman there. You sat this young girl next to a corpse, sir? Well, as I'm sure I mentioned, a gentleman in my position can all too often find himself in mortal danger. So I needed to find out just who this urchin was, you see. Can't we talk to her? And while I was in the middle of talking with her, I heard another scream, a fella's voice this time. Presumably that scream was Mr. First, who was sitting on the roof deck seats. Imagine being the first one to use ketchup as fake blood in the history. Man, you would be a trailblazer there. Looking down through the skylight, he must have seen this young girl and the gentleman with a knife in his belly. In other words, the previous witnesses did not in fact see you at all, Mr. McGilded. What they believed to be yourself and the victim was in fact this girl and the late Mr. Mason? Aye, my lord. I was, as I think everyone understands now, sat at the back of the carriage out of sight. I don't know, I don't believe him. Like, if we look at that picture before of the evidence, like... The guy on the left was wearing a suit. That girl is not wearing a suit. The defendant is somewhat diminutive in stature, and readily confused perhaps with this young girl. Okay, good point. After that, of course. With the scream from the gentleman over us, the driver realized something was wrong and pulled up the horses. I do wonder how you... Okay, I think we've already read this. There's still more things that we need to... Okay. Hold it! And when you first got onto the omnibus, were there any other passengers already on board? Ah, good question. There were not. The cabin was empty and there was no one on the roof deck either. You were the first passenger, as it were. I see. Aye, and that's why I took the back side as I did. It's the most comfortable, so it is. Wordplay on the names. Could you explain exactly what you mean by the back seat? By all means, 'tis how you already described it earlier. I'm talking about the seat opposite to the one in which the poor gentleman was stabbed and was sitting. Like I said, 'tis the most comfortable and where I feel most at ease. He's so sus! How is this? And of course I enjoy gazing through the skylight of time and time as well. Man, doing this voice really gives me a... Thank you, I've heard enough. However, at least one conundrum remains. Who is this girl? Who is she? My name is Gina Lestrade, my lord. She's a trancer, earns her crust among large crowds, relieving people of the purses. What's commonly called a pickpocket. Attention, a pick-a-pocket! This girl here? A petty thief? Order! Order! Is it true, Miss Lestrade? Miss Lestrade, you will answer the question! Girl. Ah! How dare you? What's the meaning of this? She's gone? The girl, she's gone! Open your eyes! I'm over here! I'm just winging this accent, I'm sorry. Good gracious, how? What was the point in that little sidestep? I know what you lot are thinking! Grown-ups are all the same! Bottle of water! This dirty little dipper, you say, slip up and got caught on the job! She got herself back in the corner, so she knifed the gent! Go on, that's what's in your head, ain't it? I'm sorry, I suck at this accent. I haven't had a lot of practice. I wasn't expecting to have to do this today. This is the court of law. We're here to determine the truth, not cast. Oh no, she hit me with the stink bomb. Look, knives are for cowards. Only thugs use weapons like that. All I need to what I do is these fingers. I'm a professional, alright. Maybe not in your eyes, but I've got pride in what I do. Let me guess, you don't count smoke guns around weapons for thugs? Oh, this? Yeah, this was in a bag I lifted the other day. Down where I keep the four-wheel drags. It's nice, innit? I like the pink vest. Do not wave that thing in my direction again. So... you admit that you were riding the omnibus in the night in question. ... It's alright, lass. You can tell them the truth now. Alright, yeah. It's just like the Irishman said. He's Irish? I've been doing the wrong accent this whole time. The court accepts this girl, Miss Gina Lestrade, as a valid and significant witness in this case. Accordingly, young lady, we will now hear your testimony, if you please. You will tell the court exactly what happened in the omnibus on the night in question. Alright, if I have to. Witness testimony. What the girl saw. So I snuck inside the carriage before they hooked up the horses, just as always. But it was right old waste of time. I got tough in the shoulder from me troubles that night. I'll tell you, you can't see a blind thing in that hiding place. It's pitch in there. Then after a while, I heard a loud bang. Nearly jumped out me skin, I did. And the scream just came out. It's because of that this swell found me. He did help me get away, mind. Yes, he let you go. I fail to understand why you would let the street urchin go, Mr. McGilden. Oh, it's simplicity myself, my lord. You see, she couldn't possibly have killed the other passenger. I knew that for a fact. How? As I'm sure I said before, sir. I was sitting right on top of the place where she was hiding herself. I think a demonstration is called for. This is where I was sat that night, and the cubbyhole of which I have spoken is underneath the seat, I presume. Yes, it does appear just large enough to accommodate someone of the girl's stature. Oh, this emote's cute. Aye, but of course the wee lass was stuck in there because I'd parked myself on the seat for the duration. Look, you see, that's why I let the lass bolt. I knew if the police found her there, they'd automatically assume she'd done it. But I couldn't live with myself if a young life was ruined when on the time I knew she was innocent. Wait, so she didn't do it? Then you did it, right? Don't tell me there was a sixth passenger. Not at all, my lord, not at all. I knew in my own heart that I was innocent. The so I thought it was worth taking a punt at my old good name for the sake of this less fortunate lass. My goodness! What a perfect gentleman! My lord! This fine example of a man cannot possibly be guilty of a heinous crime like this. The jurors have normal voices, cause I don't have enough voices for this. I'm ashamed of myself for ever doubting you, sir! Man, this courtroom is so easily... With calm, calculated reasoning, one arrives clearly at the truth every time. Man, this courtroom is so easily swayed. Sakes alive! All 6 members of the jury consensual and they're leaning to a verdict of not guilty? Mr. Naruhodo, well, it must mean what? That we're victorious! You don't have to be afraid of butcher. We've won? Are you sure? Objection! Step on me, good sir! Sorry, what? If decided by higher the Wellington offense, pray, do forgive the discourtesy. I'd like to ask you guys to forgive my discourtesy as well. I'm sorry, I'm just very weak in front of him. This really is a consummate example of the one monumental flaw in British judicial practices. Huh? Where evidence and reasoning should be paramount, emotion rules the day. Emotion? The witness's latest statement gives us a clear insight into his true nature. What do you mean, his true nature? Do you really think Scotland Yard would have such a glaring omission? After the incident, the omnibus was comprehensively searched by officers of the police. Anyone will be weak in front of him. You guys get it, right? Objectively, the interior of this cubbyhole, as the witnesses put it, was included in their investigation. The compartment on the posterior seat was full of the coachman's belongings. It's noted in black and white here in the police report. Good lord! The evidence has been tampered with. In order to corroborate Mr. McGilden's story, someone has unlawfully removed everything from under the seat. Alcoholic Sephiroth. Order! Order! I feel like Sephiroth has different vibes, though. How could such a devious contrivance possibly have been effected, Counsel? Naturally, we must acknowledge the deficiencies of the constabulary in allowing this to have happened. However, I assure you, when the omnibus was wheeled into the courtroom this morning, the compartment under the seat was not empty. Well, my Nipponi's friend? Huh? Me? When the carriage was submitted as evidence, doubtless you examined it in fine detail as with any self-respecting practitioner of the law. Series is full of hot prosecutors. Yeah, that's true. Like, yeah, Edgeworth himself has the looks. Thinking about, dare I say Von Karma, both of them. To be sure, the young gentleman will be able to clear this thing up in a jiffy. Sorry? Dude, you can't just... Go ahead, you tell the court now, fella. How this is all an elaborate excuse by the desperate Lord Van Zieks? Well, Counsel, do you have something to say on this matter? You still have a favor for me? What is it? How am I supposed to answer? What can I say about the state of that little compartment? The bus. Oh, the bus. Oh, the bus NPC in a Dream Barbecue. It might come back sometime. Oh yeah, doesn't Edgeworth have his own game? We should try that next. But then we'd have to play the whole Ace Attorney series first. And then we'd have to, yeah, there's a lot of games in this series, and if they're anyhow as long as this, The game where we play as Judge. I think that was like in I remember there was like a similar Ace Attorney like game mode in Genshin. Okay, you weren't the judge there. Nouvelette was the judge. I like Nouvelette. I think I grinded for weeks to get him. But playing as the judge, that would be interesting. Ace Attorney team, get on it. That little compartment, well, I have to tell the truth, right? Is it okay for me to lie? I can't lie, right? Because Susato was trying to say something the last time, like to give us a different version of events, but then right now, like, okay, everything's okay in these games. Fine, we're telling the truth. I really don't know if giving this answer is helping my cause as counsel for the defense, but as far as I remember, at least, when I first examined the compartment, I'm fairly certain there were a number of articles inside it, yes? Are you for sure, counsel? Are you for real? Ah, be with! He's capping! Straight up on God! What are you saying now, you daft doll? I thought you were on my side here! But, like, I have to tell the truth. What game are you playing? Well, the Great Ace Attorney Chronicles, of course. Wait, let me take a picture of it. Let me screen cap this. I think this is going... I can use this as a reaction picture. I am the omnibus. And if a horse-drawn omnibus crashes into us, to die by your side. I'm sorry. What game are you playing? The Great Ace Attorney Chronicles, sir. We have Lobotomy Corporation tomorrow, so... yeah, we're also playing that one. Sometimes I play, sometimes I do play other games in this, like Stardew Valley, I do have a lot of other games that I'm planning to bring here. Holocure and Mahjong Soul in between drawing streams. Anywho. Your task is to defend the man in the stand. Why would you say something to compromise his position? Well, it's the truth. As the advocate for the defense in this trial, I confess I'm still not entirely sure where I stand. But it seems to me that I should state what facts I do know as clearly and honestly as possible. Limbus Company? After I complete Lobotomy Corporation, sure. I am planning to introduce more games and yeah, I have a fair amount of Type Moon fans that are viewing my channel, so I might bring Limbus Company in sometime. Interesting. Interesting. It's not altogether pleasing, fella. I'm simply telling the truth, Mr. McGilded. Well, don't forget that you're supposed to be representing my best interests here, lad. Now then. A fella's memory is a curious thing and not altogether reliable. No, the court must consider the facts. That there cubbyhole under the seat is empty as the devil's heart, so it is. You're as empty, Mr. McGilded. Sorry. You think perhaps it would be in your best interest now to admit you might have been mistaken? Why? Why do I feel like something's not right here? That's what I'm telling you! He's sus on God! I should like the jury to weigh in on this matter, I think. Bro's just getting drunk in court. The compartment is designed the house equipment used to maintain the smooth running of the carriage. The guild's rules state that omnibuses should be properly and fully equipped at all times, so it certainly wouldn't have been empty on the night of question. Peppo isn't that irresponsible. That money-lending fleaser at the pick purse are lying! Man, these guys change their minds so quickly. I can't believe I was nearly taken in. The stinking rich are always stinkers. Nothing but cowards, the lot of them. What? Oh no! It's a trick! Of course it's a trick! Guilty! Quite so! I must concur here. Honestly, I want one of those, like, pocket typewriters. That would be so cool to have. With calm, calculated reasoning, one arrives clearly at the truth every time. Factual entertainer, be gone, bot! Yes, but every time a different truth, it seems. My lord, I humbly exhibit the scales of justice. Clearly, a verdict of not guilty at this time would be wholly inappropriate. Yeah, like, yeah, that's so cool. It reminds me of that one machine in Genshin, you know, the... Oratrice Mécanique d'Analyse Cardinal. Thank you, Counsel. But before we proceed any further, there is the matter of the outstanding cross-examination. Counsel for the defense, begin your questioning of the witness, please. Yes, my lord. What just happened? The whole balance of the trial just shifted. Almost beyond recognition. Like, I think the balance of the trial has shifted like 3 times now. The Reaper of the Bailey is at work, it would seem. What the girls saw. So I stuck inside the carriage before they hooked up the horses, just as always. Wait, let me save. I'm gonna save here. I'm only allowing myself 1 save file so that I can have a bit more challenge. But it was a right whole waste of time. I got nothing to show for me troubles that night. I'll tell you, you can't see a blind thing in that idle place. It's pitch in there. And after a while, I heard this loud bang, nearly jumped out my skin, me did, and the scream just came out. When you say a loud bang, do you mean the noise of someone falling to the floor? Could have been, I suppose. I don't remember so well. Point is, it made me jump. And you let out a scream involuntarily? That's right. And then I felt the cushion over my head get lighted all of a sudden. Presumably when the defendant got up in order to help the victim, yes? Or not. It could equally have been the moment the accused stood in order to stab his victim, could it not? Well, girl, did you see what happened at that crucial moment? Yeah, I saw it. This is huge, guys. I pushed up the cushion and had a quick butchers when I had to glance at it. I had a chance, didn't I? The Irishman was sitting up the block, would have fallen on the floor in the seat opposite. That matches Mr. McGilden's account, of course. Is this girl a recurring character? Because I might need to practice Cockney accents later. Will I see her after this trial? Do I need to practice this accent after this trial? You know what? I probably have to. Okay. I'm gonna write it down in my planner. Practice Cockney accents. I'm actually writing it down right now. I'm Phoenix writing it down. We'll play in the tower defense. Oh, that reminds me. I should, Arknights has a new event lately. And it's something that I really like, so I should get back to Arknights soon. But then the fella suddenly turns around and looks right at me. I sunk back down again, but it was too late by then. I should never have risked it. There's each and every possible accent there. It's because of that the swell found me, and it did help me get away, mind. And when Mr. McGilda discovered you, he pulled you out from your hiding place? I was scared stiff, I was. He dragged me out and sat down on a seat and all. Okay, let me see what that guy is like. I was scared stiff, I was. He dragged me out and sat me down on the seat and all. Next to the victim, Mr. Mason? Yeah, the bloke had a knife in his guts. He was still bleeding. Then the carriage lurched a bit and he ended up falling onto me. How awful! Both me hands got covered in blood. Made me feel sick as a dog. Both her hands covered in blood. That must be what the rooftop passenger saw. Okay, so it could have been after that. I believe you talked with Mr. McGilden for a while. Is that correct? He asked me some stuff. Wanted to know me name and what I was up to at that. Then I heard something from up above. Someone screamed. Yes, Mr. First on the roof deck, I would assume. Well, I didn't want no one seeing me face, so I didn't look up. Then the horses were drawn up smartish and this here Irishman says to me, "Get back under the seat. I'll see that you can get away later." All 6 members of the jury had decided the defendant was innocent. For one brief shining moment, yes. Clear they're still very unsure. If we could just find some conclusive piece of evidence among this new testimony, I'm sure we would clinch the verdict we want. Yes, I think you're right. And I have this, feeling. Jogakub. Something's bothering you and I just can't put my finger on it. I'm trying to... So I snuck inside the carriage before they hooked up the horses just like always. We need to ask her. So, you were already in the omnibus before it even set off on its run? Well, yeah. I mean, what's the point of spending a Joey to make a few bob, eh? That's the rum idea, in it. She says in it! I suppose there's no point spending money to make money. Actually makes sense. Counsel, may I remind you that this girl is a petty thief? Kindly refrain from entertaining her tenants. Well, that does clear up the little mystery of the fares and all. 4 paying passengers at 5 pence apiece, making the 20 which the cabman testified. And 1 little scapegrace riding for free. That red conch of a driver always goes for some grub before his last run, see? That's when I slip in the carriage and get myself hidden under the seat. Nice and easy, right? But your hiding place is a storage compartment. Full of equipment for the coach, no? Yeah, there's brushes and buckets and whatnot in there, sure. I always chuck all it out and cram it in a corner somewhere. No one seems to bother much. I can't okay, And yet, according to the report filled by the police officer who first arrived at the scene, the compartment was full of such paraphernalia. Well, I don't know nothing about that. Like I said, I moved all that stuff out so I could hide under the seat. That's all I can tell you. There's a movie called My Fair Lady that came up in my Okay, there's a movie called My Fair Lady that came up in my accent research. It's about this like Cockney lady that they're teaching to become a proper lady. That reminds me of that one manga that anime and manga series that I really liked once. But that's neither here nor there. Anywho, but like in that movie, the girl, I think her name's Eliza. The main character has like this very strong Cockney accent, and they're trying to teach her like a Queen's English accent. Spoon, guys, please. They're trying to teach her a Queen's English accent. About that manga though, it's called The Wallflower, and it's really funny. It's supposed to be like a harem anime, but it's not really much of a romance. It's more of a comedy, really. It was on TV. Like, most of the anime that I liked back then was like just happened to be on TV on that one TV station at the time. It seems we reached the end of that line of inquiry. Continue. But it was a right whole waste of time. I got nothing to show for me troubles that night. A waste of time? Why is that? Well, most times I'm on my own at the god permit at least some of the time. I beg your pardon? Did you say god permit? Oh yeah, well that's what my kind call it. You'd say the omnibus, I suppose. The point is, any normal run, the carriage ain't got no one in it for a while. And that's when you come out of your hiding place and get away. That's it, only that night. This cove was at me seat from the start, and he didn't budge the whole way, did he? Not 1 inch, I was totally stuck. You mean to tell us you were present in the carriage for the duration? You were under the seat the entire time when the events unfolded in the closed cabin? Yeah, right, mister. To be sure, I was as shocked as anyone. Don't expect to lift the cushion you've been sat in and find a child now, do you? That would be weird. So this Miss Lestrade couldn't possibly be the culprit then. I'll tell you, you can't see a blind thing in that hiding place. It's pitch in there. Pressing is free. Pressing is a free action. You couldn't see out into the cabin at all? Not a lot, not a jot. Most days I push the cushion up with me head and look out the crack. Then I can have a butcher's at 2 and go in a fiddle. Girl. Hi, Tanquil, what are you doing, step bus? I thought you were a pickpocket, not a butcher. I mean, I can have a look. A seat I got under and pushes the other one I see. But most of the time, the passengers plant themselves opposite. But for some reason that night, this here Irishman set the whole journey right over me head. And for that reason, you weren't able to push the cushion up and the week out, I see. Truth is, I ain't too happy in small dark places. Feels too much like being... Wait a minute. Excuse me! Alright, have fun with your game. Is something wrong, Mr. McGill? Oh, speaking of Roblox, Dress to Impress has an update soon. Oh, I do apologize. Was there something the matter, Council? I'm just wondering if Miss Lestrade's last comment made something occur to you, perhaps. You seem to be thinking something to yourself. Oh, no, 'twas nothing important. I was feeling bad for the poor lass is all. I remember feeling desperate myself as a young lad, shut up in the dark. 'Twas terrifying, so it was. I see. Yes, I'm sure we can all sympathize. I'm still scared of the dark now. I'm not really that scared of the dark myself, but sometimes... Yeah, sometimes it's really dark and I'm just like alone in my thoughts, and sometimes I'll be left in the house alone. I live with my family, but then sometimes they'll go out and then I'll be left alone. I have to take care of the dog. And then at night, like, you know, usually the things at night that I'm doing, streaming, just basically spending time on my own, it seems a bit more creepy at night on the nights that I'm alone. Even though I'm usually alone in my room anyways. Hi, and I don't know about yourself, but I find that the darkness seems to make everything you hear seem that much louder as well. Yeah. I suppose it does, maybe. Miss Lestrade! Did you hear something that night? Anything? An unusual noise, perhaps? Nah, not really. All I could hear was the Irishman snoring. Pajamas, there's no need to tell the whole world of me foibles, you little scamp. What the heck does that even mean? Being the dark in an unknown place, like waking up in the middle of the night, yeah, that's pretty scary. I'm not really that much scared of the dark, except, you know, it's more of the uncertainty of being in the dark, as they say. Heights, however, I am scared of heights. I'm so scared of heights, you guys. Like, I think I already talked about my trip to Japan once, and we went on a lot of, like, not one, but like 2 observation deck type places. I'm like, oh my god, please, let's stop that. Can we not go on high places anymore? I hate high places. What a pity. If only Miss Lestrade had heard something, it might have given us a vital new clue. Yes. What should we make of that last statement of hers? Okay, if Gina didn't hear anything, are we on first name terms with her? We're probably on first name terms with her. My lord! I believe that the statement just made by the witness is profoundly important. Profoundly important? But all she said was that she heard nothing. I'm pretty sure that's pretty important. I'm almost sure of it. I'm almost sure that I don't understand the inner workings of your Eastern Mind Council. Nevertheless, Miss Gina Lestrade, you will supplement your formal testimony by repeating that last statement, please. What? A supplement? What are you on about? Don't give me all your fancy talk. I know what you're trying to do. Well, it won't work on me. That's right. Insult the judge. Always a good move, Gina. I was straining my ears to work out what was going on, but all I could hear was snoring. Wait, we could ask her more questions. So you were straining to hear what was happening the entire time since the moment you hit yourself? Not exactly, no. Sorry? Well, there was no one in the cabin to start with. I could just push the cushion up and have a butchers to see what was what. What? But then when I saw the swell getting on, I got my head down so he didn't notice me. And Mr. McGilded sat on the seat under which you were hiding, correct? Yeah, why did you Adam and Eve it there? What a bug! Excuse me. Let me ask you something, Mr. McGilded. Oh, and what would that be, fella? You have something to say about that last statement? No, not really. I'm altogether happy with what's been said. Kind of you to ask, still and all. Here, have yourself a tip. Ah! Does he think I was asking after his general well-being? A demolitionist, a gambler, or a mechanic? Demolitionist sounds fun. It's because of that the swell found me. They did help me get away, mine. And when Mr. McGilded discovered you, he pulled you out of your hiding place? I was scared stiff, I was. He dragged me out and sat me down on the seat and all. Next to the victim, Mr. Mason? Yeah. Look at a knife in its guts. It's still bleeding. Can I present things? No, I can't. And the carriage dodged a bit and he ended up falling onto me. I think we already read this. Okay, we already read this. The Dios get back under the seat. All six. Okay, we already went through that. Something. Yeah, something ain't right. So I stuck in. I feel like there's something I can present here. I feel like there's something I haven't pressed her on yet. Wait. We're just gonna have to play this again because I forgot to save before the investigation. Something's bothering me. Yeah, like... I already asked her about this one. And that one. Wait, I feel like there's more that I need. Not exactly, no. Maybe I should have her finish the first time. All I could do was listen. I was waiting to jump out of there as soon as I heard him leave, see. But would he? Not likely. Even though we stopped here and there, I never heard the door open. So I just had to stay put and listen to him driving his pigs to market, storing like an old dog he was. Oh, he was just surprised about, like, her banging the... Are there any conclusions we can draw from that, I wonder? Wait, so, let's see what she said. Okay, so if you really couldn't hear that much, Miss Lestrade, what you've just told the court is clearly at odds with the facts. At odds? Are you sure, man? You can't be serious. You're a QC captain on God. Absolutely. It seems my learned Nipponi's friend is not as dull-witted as I feared. So Vancia's realized it too. Wait, guys, I have to go and... Wait a minute, Counsel. I must insist that you bolster your claim with evidence. I'll bolster my claim with evidence after I go on this idle meeting. I'll be right back. Alright, I'm back. Keep going. Yes, my lord! I expect you to demonstrate this alleged contradiction to the court. According to Miss Lestrade, while she was hiding in the omnibus that night, she heard nothing but the sound of Mr. McGilded snoring. But think, Ryunosuke, think! There's something else you should have heard. Wait, let me save here. Very well, my lord. Allow me to elaborate. On a particular sound that Miss Lestrade could not have failed to hear on the night in question. Sound very clearly explained by the following piece of evidence. Okay, so what could she have heard at that time? I feel like it might have been a person. Let's load our old save. Very well, my lord. Allow me to elaborate. On a particular sound that Miss Lestrade could not have failed to hear on the night in question. The sound very clearly explained... Okay, since Mr. Mason had just gotten into the thing. Twice fired Mason? Yes, my lord. The sound that Miss Lestrade could not have failed to hear is that of the victim, Mr. Mason, boarding the omnibus. Oh my god, I'm correct. I can't believe it. I'm actually right. Order! Order! Explain your reasoning, counsel. Miss Lestrade, allow me to confirm something. You claimed earlier that you were the first person on board the omnibus, is that correct? Yeah, of course I was. I got on while the driver was in the pub, didn't I? And the next person to board the omnibus was Mr. McGilded? That it was not the soul in the cabin when I climbed aboard. At least not in plain sight. So you were, to all intents and purposes, alone in the enclosed cabin of the omnibus at that time. Did I not just say as much? I wasn't traveling with anyone else, if that's what you mean. Yeah, I saw him get on, remember? Through the crack under the seat cushion. He was on his own for sure. And for what they've heard, the carriage made a number of stops after that on its onward journey. During which time, did you not hear the door opening or closing at all? Nah, never heard it. Nah, that's exactly what I was listening for, weren't it? Waiting for the swell to leave. In which case, when and how did the victim end up in the carriage? We know that the victim collapsed inside the enclosed cabin of the omnibus. Therefore, Miss Lestrade's statement about what she did or did not hear is at odds with the facts. Yes, this petty thief's statement was clearly flawed. Lord Benzix! Yes, he knew. He knew all too well that there was an inconsistency in Miss Lestrade's statement. It would seem words of thanks are in order for my learned friend. What are you talking about? Oh my god, we're almost done, are we? You have demonstrated matters impeccably. This witness and her colorful statements are entirely unreliable. Her words are convenient untruths, nothing more. Oh. That makes no sense whatsoever, and this girl's a pickpocket. Let's not forget that. This lady doesn't even say anything. She didn't even say anything. Wow. Keeps taking the words out of my mouth. Rather naughty ways, but I must say, I can't abide liars. And neither can I! Mr. Foreman! I didn't want to judge the girl just because she has some less than salubrious ways. But I must say, I cannot abide liars. Oh, he's guilty. Guilty! Gilbert T. We should have like a we should have like a there should in an Ace Attorney name there should be like a suspect called Gilbert T. So he's guilty. Mr. Naruto, there are 5 jury members leaning towards guilty. The maid is the one that hasn't said anything yet. Well, your consideration for others is refreshing, my Nipponese friend. To the considerable troubles you have spared me. Yes, very refreshing. Ah! John, what are you playing at? Have you forgotten who you're working for? You use as is it happening? This is carnage, it's perfect. Juror number 2 is the only one left. Mr. Naruto, the way this is going! I know, if we can't find some new way to convince everyone of Mr. McGilded's innocence, the judge will rule and will have lost. I very much wanted to believe the words of one of London's most respected gentlemen. But those of us in service know we must accept hard truths. Hold it! Yes, the witness's last statement seems to have revealed a critical inconsistency in her story. However, if we consider the possibility that her statement is in fact the truth, it may shed an entirely new light in this whole case. What are you saying? Counsel! I'm sorry, sir. Whatever do you mean? Cancel. I will not tolerate you attempting to prorogue my adjudication. Explain yourself at once. When the accused boarded the omnibus on the night in question, the victim was nowhere to be seen. Subsequently, the carriage door was not heard opening a single time, as testified by the witness in the stand. And yet the victim's body was found inside the carriage. If this petty thief's words are to be believed, how do you explain the victim's miraculous appearance in this cabin of the omnibus? There's only one way to explain how the victim came to be inside the carriage. Okay, but like Gina said, it's not there. But thereafter he died. Okay, this is my BS answer. Obviously, the victim must have been placed in the carriage after he was killed. Tell me, my learned friend, what was the function of that obviously in your last sentence? Huh? Well said, Lord Vanciux. The obviously is troubling me also. No! That's really not the point. The point is that the victim must have been moved into the carriage afterwards. Then answer me this. How could a cadaver have been placed inside a moving carriage? Fuck me in the ass, Alright, back to our save. Court record. Okay, he couldn't have been there already, right? Gina said when she entered there was nobody there. Another entrance. Well, you can open it from up here. Let's go with another entrance. And we can always just try again. If the door wasn't opened even once, the only explanation is that the victim entered the enclosed cabin some other way. Objection! I wondered what new fantasy would come up with in your blind panic. But behold, the omnibus is here for all to see. Only one side of the enclosed cabin is furnished with a door. The other only has windows. Do what Junie Neutron would do. Brain blast! Objection! But there could be. There's one possibility you haven't considered. Oh, really? Yeah. One other way is inside the door. Another opening, the use of which allowed the victim to appear inside the enclosed cabin. Alright, counsel. The defense will identify the location for the court. Here is the omnibus in which the incident occurred. Where on earth is this entrance by which you propose? Okay, let's save her, because I don't trust this selection thing at all. But the trapdoor can be opened from the outside. The answer is obvious. It can only have been the skylight. I say, the skylight. Objection! Your ludicrous proposal almost has me lost for words. However, objection! The skylight bay will be large enough for someone to pass through. Excuse me. So you claim, but do you have a shred of evidence to support your addle-brain theory? Both Mr. McGilded and Miss Lestrade said the same in their testimonies. They each claimed to have heard a loud thud such as a noise made by someone falling to the floor. Yes, which has already been explained. As the sound of the victim falling from his seat having been assaulted with a dagger. Yes, it has, but would a man slipping from the seat onto the floor really have made such a loud noise as the witnesses describe? A noise loud enough to cause Mrs. Strut to let out an involuntary cry, in fact. Good gracious! Perhaps, in fact, that was the moment the victim made his entrance into the cabin. No, let me rephrase that. The victim didn't enter the cabin as such. He fell into it. Objection! You're now suggesting that the victim fell from the skylight into the cabin? That's simply impossible! How can you be so sure? Because if the victim had fallen inside through the skylight, as you say, the passengers at the roof deck could have seen it happen. And yet, not one person made the mention of such events in their testimony. Well, yes, that's true, but hold it! Might the humble fella make a wee comment here? Mr. McGilden? To be sure now, the two fellas who were sat on the roof had testified afore that none of the victim fallen through the skylight. But it seems to me, my lord, that it's not so much a case of them not saying, but... It's a case of them being unable to say. What? I think perhaps the two fellas to be having some of a compelling reason not to mention what happened. Would you not agree, fine ladies and gentlemen of the jury? Huh? Oh my goodness, surely not. These two chaps on the roof? You mean the ones who stuck that knife in the man were... Ah! Hold it! What the? Just what exactly are you insinuating there, you blitherer? You rotter, he said, you rotter! What are you insinuating? This is a flaming outrage! I've got a good mind to give you a blinker in a minute! He'll give you a shiner in a minute, he said, and so will I! Mr. Fairplay! You're effectively accusing me, a city gentleman and well-respected banker. And me, a very angry hatter. Someone like me could have stabbed that man in the guts. It's a disgrace. It's scandalous. It's... Oh! I protest. I protest in the strongest possible terms. That's right. I protest too about you rotten scoundrel. Man, when they start using the fancy words, it really hits different. Order, order, order! This is not the time, witnesses! I will not permit this wanton invasion of the stand. Return to the anteroom at once. But this is beyond reason, my lord. Ah, it's outrageous! It's very hurtful, you know. My lord, if I may comment. What is he gonna do with his cane? Oh, eat it, I guess. Go ahead, Lord Fancyx. It was the defense that incited this outburst from the witnesses. My learned friend has seen fit to abandon all protocol and accuse the witnesses without proof. Accuse? I never intended to... It seems, young Nipponese, that your command of the English tongue is wanting. He proposed to this court that the victim fell through the skylight from the roof deck of the omnibus. That hypothesis cannot possibly stand without the rooftop passengers being aware of the events. You've branded these gentlemen liars! You have intimidated their criminal guilt, man! This is taking more twists than... Well, something that takes a lot of twists. Hang on. I need to take a break. This case is taking a lot of twists and turns. In our British courts of law, that is what's termed a baseless accusation. I know it was rash to put this idea forward without any actual evidence, but you can't just dismiss it without a second thought. What are we wasting time for? Getting to testify! I thought there was something fishy about that hat from the moment I laid eyes on the fellow. You have to see this matter through now, one way or another. If there's filth and rubbish in our midst, we must dispose of it at once. Testify! 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 What's happening, Mr. Naruhodo? The spectators in the public gallery they're in a complete frenzy! Man, real-life courtrooms aren't this dramatic. Mr. Fairplay, Mr. First. My lord? You will take the stand again and make another formal testimony in reference to the indictment brought by the defense. Yes, my lord. I didn't come here for this. There's no time to think this through. All I can do is keep pushing forward. Witness testimony. Refuting the accusation. We were the only 2 people up on that roof deck, dead or alive. I can swear to that. If anything had happened where we were sitting, don't you think one or the other of us would have noticed? In any case, neither of us know the first thing about the victim. We had no reason to kill the man. The skylight was shut the entire time, I tell you. We couldn't possibly have opened it. If you're still so sure the victim fell through the skylight, where's your proof? I must say that on listening to this testimony, it is somewhat hard to imagine how either witness could have performed any malevolent act on this open rooftop deck without the other noticing forthwith. That's right, you see. We're innocent, I tell you. Although logically, of course, the argument follows done if you two were in collusion with one another. What? Huh? According to investigations by Scotland Yard, the 2 witnesses share no common dealings. Well, I don't trust coppers anymore. I trust the stinking rich. Something doesn't feel right here. Why? Oh my god, we made it so hard for ourselves. The trial is going in our favor, really, so why do I feel so uneasy? Counsel for the defense, over to you. Your cross-examination, please. Oh, yes, my lord. Cross-examination. Okay, after this, I have somewhere to be tomorrow, so I'm gonna end the stream. I'm gonna end the stream at 11 PM, I think. Here, so that's some 30 minutes from now, but I might end earlier. We're the only 2 people up on that roof deck that are alive, I can swear to that. If anything had happened while we were sitting, don't you think one or the other of us would have noticed? Hello, just a voice in my head. You're still here. It's okay, the stream's still ongoing. We're almost there? Okay, so we could probably complete this case in a timely manner, right? Well, it was on final run on the omnibus at past 10 o'clock in the evening. It would certainly have been quite dark, perhaps too dark to see clearly. Is this some kind of a lark? Is this some kind of joke, he says? Is this what it is? Or perhaps one or the other you fell asleep briefly? Are you fair dinkum, sir? Are you serious, sir? That's what he said. It's impossible, I tell you. I'd give you the keys to the vault if you could fall asleep in that bitter cold. And if you did manage it, your eyelids would freeze shut and you would never open them again. I think this is just his default reaction. That's extreme. It was extreme, I tell you, and you had to put up with it because this man locked the door. Any true gentleman unlocked it and let me in when I knocked. I'm dreadfully sorry about that, young fella, but let me see, I was away with the fairies and didn't hear you at all. That's a lie! I saw you through the glass. You were talking to someone. Now, it was a cold night, so it was. People do be seeing things that aren't real in the cold. This is oddly surprising. Seeing things! Holy. I believe you have reached an impasse here on this particular point. Oh, you! Don't take it personal now, lad. If I'm a suspect in this case, then it's only fair that you and the other Fiend are too. Open and free competition is what a capitalist society is all about. This isn't a competition I should like to be involved in, really. In any case, neither of us know the first thing about the victim. We had no reason to kill the man. So, you never met Mr. Thrice-Fired Mason before? Oh, no! Not once, never! He'd never met the man before, he said. Never! And you, Mr. First, had no prior dealings with the victim either? That's right, sir. Hatters don't have much to do with brick makers, to be honest, sir. No, I imagine not. Man, fire this guy. You see, how many different ways can I put this? Neither of us have the remote. Excuse me. Mr. McGilded? Yes, counsel. What can I be doing you for? Did the witness's last statement give you pause for thought somehow? Not the remotest connection. Is that right now, I wonder? What are you insinuating now? Ah, Mr. Fairplate has been too long, so it has. Eh? If I'm not very much mistaken, I believe this fast approaching is not your repayment date. I beg your pardon? You borrowed 20 guineas from me, sir. At an unconscionable rate of interest. You tricked me. It's extortion. Well now, is that a touch of begrudgery, is it? In it? The sort of begrudgery that might motivate the fella to pass his crimes off to another. Ah! And young Mr. First? Me, sir. What do you want with me, sir? You do be making hats for a living, do you not? That the top hat sliding about in your head, is it one of your own creations, is it? Oh, well, I'm still just an apprentice, you understand. I'm learning to find the perfect fit for whatever fine gent walks through the door. The perfect fit, isn't it? Well, it is a very distinctive design, so it is. Many customers like it, I tell you. They like a distinctive touch. Customers? Such as Thrice-Fired Mason? There was a photographic print of the victim submitted as evidence of all, my lord. Oh, this you mean? I can't help thinking that poor fella's hat looks distinctly familiar, would you say? That's one of my hats! Hey, that it is. So it seemed that Brickmaker was a customer of yours. The sort of customer, I'd wager. Yes, oh, yes, this is... We quarreled with over the distinctiveness of the goods. Oh, no, sir. Absolutely not, sir. Well, that's really nothing more to add. YouTube chat says there's only 2 people there. Wouldn't be right to say that the 2 fellas here haven't the remotest connection to the victim, you see. I rest my case. You little weasel! Ah! He's better at this than I am. Yeah, it's Peem. Gosh, Mr. McGilda has certainly been thorough in his research, hasn't he? Oh, he was planning to represent himself before we came along. Please don't let my little interruption. Hat Hunter, I got a Steam achievement. The skylight was shut the entire time, I tell you. We couldn't possibly have opened it. Are you quite certain about that? That the skylight was shut the entire time? I'm gonna lose my block with you in a minute. He's going to lose his rap with you in a minute. That's what he said. Gosh, can you contribute something... Steve, can you contribute something meaningful to the discussion for once? Take a look for yourself. Go on. Sure. You see, it's shut fast now, just like it was in the night. So it is, of course. A fella the size of Mr. Mason could likely break through it still and all. But then it's not broken. Just looking at the size of the thing, you understand? Now you hold on there a minute there. Decide the thing. The thing goes not on its own. Let's consider the bigger picture here, shall we? Let's stop fighting Arcane, shall we? I was right in the omnibus on another occasion when, well, I broke wind loudly. I shocked myself with it as it happens. Okay. That's an unexpected confession, Mr. First. Oh, I just mean to say, well, the point is, I tried to open the skylight, you see. But just my luck, I couldn't make it budge. The stench was terrible. Everyone was looking daggers at me, sir. I went as red as rouge, I did. Are you expecting me to sentence you? Oh, no, sir. The point is, the skylight can't be opened. I tried and tried when I was inside that cabin of shame. Oh, Gina's saying something. Do you have something to say about that, Mr. Strahd? Mr. Strahd? It opens. Huh? The skylight. That's what we're talking about, right? Beat up, please. Not the gun. Oh, them skylights open that easy. More easily that you can load that weapon? That's a lie, I tell you. Otherwise, when I broke wind, you can't do it from inside, you mug. Can't do it from inside, you mug. Oh. Look, a few weeks ago, I was up on the roof deck of one of them drags. And I had a great haul. I mean, I had purses coming out me ears. Mr. Strahd, this is not the forum to be eulogizing on the subject of your criminal activities. Well, anyway, I had a bit of a scare. Oh, that hairstyle's actually really cool. I should try that. When I lifted the last Brooks purse, they got wise to me. All four of them surrounded me, so I couldn't top off the bus and leg it. So what I did was I used the skylight, opened the catch, and jumped right through. Yeah, the catch for them skylights is on the top side. That's why you can't open them from the cabin. The skylight opens from the roof deck? Yeah, you should. Although it looks pretty complicated. Bailiff! Climb up onto the roof of the omnibus at once and verify the witness's claims. Who is this bailiff we keep referring to? Look! Ah! Oh, my hat! See? I think we could finish the, I think we could finish this case before I leave. Order! 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 So, it appears the street girl's statement is quite true. I don't believe it. The skylight opens. And from the roof deck. Mr. Naruhodo! This could be the clue we've been looking for. Well, counsel for the defense, please continue with your cross-examination. Yes, my lord. So the skylight opens. Perhaps I should investigate for myself. So the skylight was fastened shut before, but now the catch has been undone. We should be able to open it. So this is the roof deck of the omnibus. Oh, you must have a wonderful view. Okay, I think we already read this before. Wait, so there is something here that, well, let's open the door and go inside. Okay, but if he had fallen, then the blood... The blood is in the exact spot that's where he could have fallen. Like, if he fell, then it landed in the same spot as the blood. I don't know what else to do here. Let's just present this as evidence. The witness's last statement is clearly at odds with this piece of evidence. Wait. It's the only panic-stricken look I know. Dang it, I forgot to save! Oh well, consequences of my actions, I suppose. Bending over while dying? Well, maybe. Yeah, that's what I've been doing. I just happened to forget to do it at this time. I don't really know anything about them, do I? Although, by the same token, I don't really know anything about Mr. Bagilded either. It's so hard to know what to believe here. I think we should try to remember that it's evidence alone that can truly determine the outcome of a trial. Evidence. No one can argue against the decisive evidence, including the members of the jury. Okay, I'll save here this time. I was a bit overconfident. I don't want to do that one penalty thing again. Okay, let's press him. Proof? That's right, I demand to hear it! We came here to say what they saw, I tell you, not for this! What do you call us both shizers? Shizers? What the hell is this word? You call us liars, that's what he means! Okay, thank you. As it stands at the moment, there's no hard evidence that incriminates yourselves now, is there? I believe we're in much the same position as one another here. If I don't crack this case soon, he'll crack his teeth. Alright, let's go back. At no time did the victim, Mr. Mason, climb up to join you on the roof deck? Absolutely not, Dickon! No question about it, he said. None at all! Oh, but yes, of course, I remember seeing them both! I saw the victim inside the enclosed cabin talking with this man here! Is it true, Mr. McGilded? Dear me, my lord, at the risk of repeating myself, I boarded the omnibus alone and nodded off inside almost immediately. That's an outright lie. Without doubt, you were engaged in... Let me stop you there, fella, and ask, do you have any evidence at all? Ah! It's about evidence in the courts these days, so it is. You do well to remember that. I saw you with my own eyes! This is going so well. If anything had happened where we were sitting... Wait. Wait, there's... I'm trying to select it, but it's not letting me. There's blood on the... here. Yes, it does open very wide, does it? Wide enough to kick someone like you through, certainly, Mr. Naruhodo. Why someone like me? Ah! What is it? Look! Just here! Look at this! That's, without question, it's blood! Why would there be a blood stain there? Surely, it can't be unrelated to the case, can it? The details of the omnibus have been updated in the court record. Oh, that's the thing that I missed. I'll just go back to that last one. Thank you. Objection! On the night in question, the victim was fatally stabbed in the stomach. And immediately afterwards, the victim's body was pushed through the skylight in the cabin below. Those are the facts. And the irrefutable proof remains clearly visible the omnibus that stands before us today. What? That's utter humbug. You can't possibly have any evidence. No, you can't. I mean, we didn't do it, I tell you. It's impossible. Ooh, guilty. Guilty. Counsel? My lord! I believe everyone would appreciate a little clarification here, Where exactly within the omnibus is this evidence to which you allude? You will point out what it is that proves the victim fell through the roof deck through the skylight. Okay, so the blood. We need to present the blood. Can't be unrelated to the case now, can it? Got it! By Jupiter! Is that blood? This bloodstain proves two things. Firstly, when the incident occurred, the skylight of the omnibus was open. What? And secondly, the victim was already bleeding when he fell through the opening. Oh my god! And so it follows that Mr. McGilden, who was inside the enclosed cabin himself at the time, cannot possibly be guilty of this crime. Okay, we're done, right? No! Okay, we're almost done. We're almost at the conclusion, right? Order! 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 Hold it! Well, but these nuts, sir! But the blood could have sprayed up there when the fellow was stabbed inside the cabin. And only found its way to that one particular spot in the skylight? Sure, and that would be very convenient. And let's keep it in mind that the skylight catch can only be unfastened from the roof deck. I myself wouldn't have been able to open it now, wouldn't I? But... There's no way to know for certain, is there? If the gent really fell through the skylight, I mean. Why don't you have a good look at the floor of the cabin between the two seats, Mr. First? Is this all too plain? Yeah, soon his cane will just be a nub. This all too plain if you see. There's the aftermath that shoots the poor fella drop from a fair height. There's who it is. What? No! But it can't be. It's all lies! Hold it! My fellow jury members. Man, this jury flips through... Man, this jury flips through their opinions so quickly. I believe we can. It's clear to me now where the filthy rubbish can be found in this courtroom. So they thought they could pull the wool through my eyes, didn't they? Type. I really want one of them typewriters, although I might have no need for one. Wait, I'm gonna drink some water. I'll play the case. One, two, three. What is it, Mr. Vansix? A chilling performance, Mr. Begilded. Oh, and what you be referring to now, Lord Vansix? A bloodstain on the frame of the skylight? Such evidence is null and void! What? Why? For one extremely simple reason. That sphere of blood never existed! What? What are you talking about? It's there for all to see and it's clearly blood! I personally attended Scotland Yard's investigation of the omnibus. The officers involved went over the carriage with a fine-tooth comb. So I can state with absolute surety, no such smear of blood existed in the carriage. At least not until this trial began. But are you suggesting, Lord Vansix, that the stain of blood was fabricated by Lord? Yes, and while this court has been in session. What? Oh. Oh, I think maybe Gina did it. What a palaver. I must inspect it in such good reasoning from a prosecutor if you stand it, my lord. But I'm Magnus Begilded, a fellow known all over the capital for his fine contribution. He updated the autopsy report! No! There's hiding the divisions of public life. I don't take kindly to slander, and I'll fight to the bitter end. Even if it's rolling off the tongue of the Reaper of the Bailey. Mr. Begilded, I realize that this is your first appearance in court as the accused. However, I'm well aware of your involvement behind the scenes in a great many affairs of dubious nature. What? You're very adept when it comes to avoiding getting your own hands dirty. And each time it happens that a case you're involved in is investigated, you adapt the facts. Adapt the facts? What does that even mean? When you wield a fortune the size of Mr. Begilded's, however ill-gotten it may be, nothing is possible. Nothing is impossible. Tampering with evidence, manipulating the scene of the crime, bribing witnesses. I toast your ability to concoct the most convenient of stories, good sir. Tut-tut, Lord Vansix, this will not do, to be sure. Will it now, counsel? I think it's fair to say this does all sound like a rather far-fetched excuse by a desperate man. Blood on the skylight don't exist, I say. But if you will all cast your minds back, it's not true. The omnibus is there with the court the whole time. How could anyone possibly put the spirit of the world in his wife's seeing? Isn't that right now, counsel? The omnibus has been in full view ever since the court has been in session. My learned friend. I kind of turned off the, Here's to hearing your opinion on this matter, in your own words. Bro's an alcoholic. Begilded is innocent, he's just mewing. As you wish. Could someone have tampered with one of the omnibus during this trial? If you're asking me, I think... I don't know, I mean, like, nobody was there. I mean... No. Okay, let's just, save for now. Could have been possible. Okay, it's out of the question. Okay, so nobody was there, but then, like... As a defense lawyer, it's my job to advocate for the defendant as best as I can. But still, I feel as though there's something even more important at stake here. There is no evidence to suggest that the defendant did as my learned friend suggests. However, in terms of having the opportunity to carry out the alleged tampering, there is one possibility. McDonald's Willy Wonka. Good gracious! Explain yourself, counsel. I wish he'd do to me like he did to that table. What? Yes, there is! It seems my learned Nipponi's friend has no intention of running from this deceit. Deceit? I'm sure everyone else still remembers clearly the recess that we were forced to take. As a result of the smoke grenade fire by the witness currently in the stand, Miss Gina Lestrade. Bang! What's going on? Be careful, Mr. Naruhodo. Cover your face! Bailiff, don't let the accused escape! Security omnibus! I hereby call an emergency recess. Bailiff, ensure the attendant is in custody and clear the courtroom. Courtroom was filled with smoke and everyone was thrown into confusion. All of us were made to leave this chamber. In that brief interval, under the veil of smoke and all the chaos, it could have been possible to steal inside the omnibus. Are you wise? What are you trying to pull? You rotten, feckless gouger! Feckless gouger? What the hell does that even mean? You're supposed to be defending me! Tis a wicked plot! Tis a plot to undermine me, so it is! Objection! Whatever you think this is, it changes nothing. The facts are the same. Yeah, it's 25 here. After this courtroom was evacuated earlier as a result of the smoke grenade, a number of inconsistencies materialized in relation to the omnibus. Inconsistencies such as... To start with, the storage compartment underneath the rear passenger seat. This compartment was full of the driver's items. Secondly, you have the smear of blood on the edge of the skylight. As I have said, that was not present at the start of the trial this morning. Yeah, I'm just gonna turn off the accents. Unfortunately, Lord Vanciux, no one is able to corroborate your claims. That's true. When the omnibus was first wheeled out, both the storage compartment and the skylight were sus. They were sus! We cannot establish with any certainty if this evidence is the result of tampering or not. Indeed, my lord. No doubt there was not a single person who saw fit to verify such things. Sorry? About the omnibus. Is there anything else unusual about the omnibus? Well, I'm just a bit salty about the omnibus right now. Yeah, I'm just a little bit salty about this thing. I just feel like... What do I say? It's not letting me, like, investigate all the... So, you know, just out of pure spite. My lord? Yes, counsel? There is one further inconsistency. Wait, let me save here. Dun, 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 dun. Dun, 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 dun. A mark that surely could not have been present at the start of the trial. What? You better stop watching your back! Silence, McGilded! The court awaits the defense's clarification. This trial keeps swinging one way and then the other. Yeah, it's taking more turns than your local roller coaster. What am I supposed to believe here? I shall have to ask you to elaborate, counsel. Okay, it's something inside, right? So, blood. Ah, that's a poster for the Great Exhibition that's due to start 6 months from now. There's a lot of focus being drawn to the Crystal Tower, the centerpiece of the whole exposition. Ooh, the Crystal Tower. It's under construction already, I believe. Wait, this changed! Oh no. Okay, so, this blood stain on the floor. Save, I'm not gonna sugarcoat it. Save button, load button. It's this one! It's this one! If we consider that the victim fell through the skylight onto the floor of the cabin, you would certainly expect to find signs of blood where he landed. But as far as I recall, this bloodstain on the cabin floor was not there when the Optimus was first brought into the courtroom. Good lord! Yes, I do believe you're correct, counsel. Well said. Although, as advocate for the defense, one might say that was a very careless slip of the tongue. You need the truth. I believe that bloodstain on the floor is a decisive piece of evidence. But if the question is whether that evidence is genuine or whether it was unlawfully fabricated by someone, I feel compelled to admit there's at least a possibility that the evidence is fake! Fake as hell! It's cap, Your Honor. Oh, this trial is over. This trial is over, Mr. McGilded. I've done everything I possibly could to cooperate with the court, but it's all over now. But you're the defendant. It's over, I tell you. See, I knew it. He's bad guilty. Memory recollection, but people think they saw it. It's all a nonsense. Facts are what counts, and the fact is that bloodstain is there. Now! Wait a second. I'm gonna drink some water. I'm running out of water. It's like Danganronpa. We should play Danganronpa. In the absence of any credible method by which to prove its alleged previous non-existence, I regret to say that it would be improper for this trial to continue. Your lordship can't be serious! Lord Vanciux, what is your position? The prosecution, my lord, has no further witnesses or evidence to present. Very well. In that case, as I believe we have explored every possible avenue in this matter, I shall proceed to my adjudication. As a formality, I of course am obliged to confer with the defense first. What formality? As things stand at the moment, it would seem that Mr. McGilda would be found not guilty. Yes, which would mean we won. Is that really the right outcome here? Is it alright for the trial to come to an end now? Counsel for the defense, your closing statement, please. I can't play Minecraft. I haven't bought the game. Yes, my lord. Also, my laptop will probably explode. The defense believes... Alright, let's save. Okay, we're almost done, right? So we could probably end soon. But then usually these things tend to drag. I don't know. I still think he's mad guilty. Advocate for the defense of my client, Mr. McGilda. However, at this moment in time, I cannot in all good conscience attest fully to the defendant's innocence. What are you saying, man? Without any question, there is no conclusive evidence to prove that the defendant is guilty. However, there is also no conclusive evidence to prove that he's innocent. Good gracious me! Order, order! This is unprecedented behavior, counsel. A defense lawyer calling the accused innocence into question? Are you of sound mind? Oh, it was a grand decision to appoint you as my lawyer, so it was a grand decision. What? I must say, I didn't expect such a... Expect a exciting spectacle at the end there, but still. Here, have this for your troubles. Your job here is done, fella, and some fine work you done, so you have. What do you mean? This just as the right honorable gentleman so succinctly put it before. The trial can't go on anymore. And your closing statement there was, how did he put it now? Nothing more than a formality. Wait, I'm gonna do something first. Oh, this is juicy. I really don't know what to make of all this. Yeah, I'm just as confused as you are, dear jury. Now that proceedings have unfolded in this way, I am compelled to declare a premature end to this trial. Furthermore, the court must accept the defendant's plea. I thank you kindly, my lord. Oh, what is it, Mr. Judge? I hereby pronounce the verdict of this court. Objection! But we still haven't determined if the bloodstain in the omnibus is genuine or not. We don't know if these witnesses are telling the truth or a pack of lies. We have no idea about the truth. Lord Van Zieks? My lord? The case made by the prosecution was flawed, plain and simple. I think I need to stop now because I feel like we're going to... Because I feel like we're going to, this is gonna drag for much longer. But wait! When we were evacuated from the courtroom, Lord Van Zieks ordered the evidence to be secured. I'm afraid the prosecution cannot shun responsibility in this matter. That's so unfair! The culpability of the defendant has not at the present time been established by the court. Consequently, the jury will not be required to proffer judgment. What? Lord Van Zieks. It's been a pleasure, so it has. And as for you, my dear fella, I couldn't have asked for a better defense. Do you mean to tell me that this has all been a grand waste of time? It's the law of the land, my good man. If you'd like to pursue this matter further, you can always go ahead and try and change the law. Magnus McGilded. Good grief! You more to say to me, have you? Just one thing. A warning. This is far from over. Well, something to be looking forward to then. Well, he said it's far from over, so we're gonna save here. Oh wait, it's over? He's not guilty? Confetti? The courtroom has confetti! And fireworks! That's actually the least believable part of this. Like, they like, imagine if courtrooms in real life did that. Not guilty! What in the crystal fuck? And this has all happened in 24 hours, by the way. It says that this... Okay, so according to the thing I googled, it says that according to the thing I googled, it says that this game takes place in 1900. So, you know, ketchup would have been invented, football would have been invented. With the defendant being found not guilty, ostensibly a victory from us. Oh, it's taking many twists and turns. Okay, I've watched some gameplays of the original trilogy, and the typewriter is not this loud there. Why is it so fucking loud? Let me save. Okay, so we're going to save here, and I'm going to end the stream right now. So, our story has taken quite the interesting turn. Thank you guys for coming. I'm glad to share this all here. I have somewhere to be tomorrow, so I have to end early. I'm sorry that I couldn't go on for longer. I'll see you guys next time. Bye!